Introduction: the invisible structure behind powerful art. No matter how beautiful your line work, colours or characters are, without strong composition and perspective, your illustration may fall flat or confuse your viewer. This module focuses on teaching digital illustrators how to structure their artwork to guide the eye, build believable space, and ground their subjects in fully realised environments. Composition and perspective are not mere technical aspects, they are storytelling tools. Whether you're designing a comic panel, a fantasy landscape, or a dramatic portrait, understanding how elements are arranged on the canvas is what separates amateur artwork from professional-grade illustrations. One composition, the blueprint of visual storytelling composition, refers to how visual elements are arranged in an artwork to create balance, focus, and interest. Great composition draws the viewer's eye to key elements while creating flow and cohesion across the piece. Key principles of composition. Rule of thirds. Divide your canvas into a 3 by 3 grid. Placing key elements at the intersections makes for visually compelling layouts. Leading lines. Use lines in the image, like roads, arms, tree branches, to guide the viewer's gaze toward your subject. Focal point creation. Contrast, light versus dark, colour, size. Isolation, empty space around the subject. Directional cues, eye lines, pointing, gestures. Visual hierarchy. Not everything in the frame should compete for attention. Organise your elements so the viewer knows where to look first, second, and last. Balance. Symmetrical versus asymmetrical balance. Radial and dynamic balance. Visual weight versus physical size. Framing. Use natural elements in the scene, doors, arches, tree branches, to frame your main subject. Negative space. Don't crowd your composition. The space around objects gives clarity and tension. 2. Perspective, creating illusions of depth. Perspective gives your drawing the illusion of 3-dimensional space on a 2-dimensional surface. Understanding and applying proper perspective is essential for digital artists working on backgrounds, scenes, and environment art. Types of perspective. One-point perspective. Used when facing an object or space head-on. All lines converge to a single vanishing point, common for hallways, straight-on scenes. Two-point perspective. Used when viewing a subject at an angle. 2 vanishing points on the horizon, common for streets, buildings, corners. 3-point perspective. Adds a vertical vanishing point, usually above or below. Used for dramatic, towering, or bird's-eye views. Great for comics, action scenes, dynamic storytelling. Isometric and atmospheric perspective. Isometric, parallel lines don't converge, used in game design. Atmospheric, objects in the background appear lighter and less detailed. Digital tools for perspective. Procreate and Photoshop include perspective grids. Use ruler and drawing guides. Create custom perspective overlays and snap brushes to vanishing points. 3. Background design. Setting the stage. A well-drawn background supports the character, enhances the mood, and immerses the viewer in the world. Whether you're creating a cityscape, a forest, or an interior space, your background should not just fill space, but play an active role in storytelling. Background fundamentals: foreground, middle ground, background, foreground, closest to the viewer, contains the focal point. Middle ground, where interaction often happens. Background, sets the scene, gives atmosphere. Story-driven backgrounds. Let the background give clues about time, weather, culture, or character emotion. Use props, architecture, lighting, and clutter to reinforce the narrative. Texturing and detailing. Use custom brushes for foliage, bricks, fabrics. Apply depth with lighting. cooler hues for far objects, warmer for near. Blending character and background. Match light direction and shadow between character and environment. Ensure consistent horizon lines and vanishing points. Color harmony. The background should not compete with your character but complement them. Use subdued or analogous colors in the background and vibrant hues on the subject. Tips for practical application. Thumbnail sketches to experiment with composition quickly. Use 3D models or grids as reference for accurate perspective. Keep your layers organized. Background, environment lighting, characters, overlays, etc. Practice drawing scenes from real life to train your eye. By the end of this module, you'll be able to compose artwork that communicates emotion, story, and visual impact. Apply various perspective systems to create realistic or stylized depth. Design rich and coherent backgrounds that enhance your illustration's narrative power. Avoid common layout mistakes that flatten or confuse your artwork. You have successfully completed these modules